Hey, what's up? Thanks for clicking on this video. Um, Want to make a quick update in terms of how lives are going. This is one of the first videos in my YouTube channel, and want to get started. It's probably going to be one of them things where I look back like in a couple of years or even a couple of months or 10, 20, 100 videos later, be like, this is cringy. But I think the first step is to start, right? So, want to talk about a couple of things. So, I'm in sales, and I guess I want to update on like what I'm focused on right now on my mission. So I've actually decided to build my own agency, a sales agency. It's not really exactly a sales agency, but it is kind of one. It's an outbound appointment setting agency, and I've decided to build this agency about 1 to 2 weeks ago. Um, I think the hard decision was made about 1 week ago, and want to give an update on how that's going. And the funny thing is, like right after starting this agency, everything was going on track. I made my roadmap. It was like an Excel sheet. It's like to do task, due dates, description, and then check mark whether it's done yet. Everything was going super on track. And then somehow I got an injury on my back. So on my way to the gym, had no weights on my back. And once as I bent over, it just boom, it just snapped. And went to the chiro, and apparently it was like an acute, um, I don't know, acute strain, and it's because it's gotten a lot of pressure on the back, and I haven't been able to take good care of it. And it's so funny because right before the day before I injured my back, I wrote down on actually the same day, I wrote on a piece of paper that hey, you got to take care of your health, take care of your mental health, take care of your physical health, take care of your spiritual health, because you got to take care of these things so that you open up the capacity in your life and your body and your physical body and your mind for peak performance. And the same day I wrote that down is the same day that this injury happened. So I guess it proved the point, right? Because after I got injured, everything got slowed down, right? And the reason to the cause is because, and I actually felt it because I got some signals for it leading up to it. Like I felt like I was sitting way too much. I felt like my glutes were flat and sore. I went out for more walks. I did some more stretching, but it still happened. After seeing the chiro, it's more so for the hip type of thing. It's not really just your legs. So I had to do a lot of adjustments on that. So that's the number one focus right now, before mission, before anything, is to really recover. So, but I still want to give an update and get this video out the way because it aligns with my long-term goal. So first of all, like I decided to build my agency. Everything was going good. I decided the service. I decided the actual offer. I decided the target market, and I actually went ahead to make my LP as well, my landing page. And literally the day before my landing page was going live, this happened. And then it just got delayed a little bit, but it's all good because we're bouncing back. So that's going good. And I guess another good news from that is I already got my first customer for this agency. I haven't collected actual money yet because this is still the first customer. It's from a personal network. I know he's legit. He knows I'm legit, and we decided to just work together. And my intention from this, the way of getting paid, the best way to get paid for this customer, is to build him so much results, and I can get a crazy case study. That's my only intention here. It's not to actually make crazy amount of money from this deal specifically, but more so to build a crazy case study. So however, we did discuss, we had a sales call. Um, it's a more informal type of sales call, uh, which was also an onboarding call. And we talked about the expectations, the visions, the goals, talked about my fulfillment process, and talked about the payment structure, commission structure, how it's going to work with my agency. And everything went super smooth. And we decided to move forward. And that was actually yesterday. So about 1 week starting my agency, including injury. So that's going pretty good. So that being said, like I want to talk about the next steps, and there's really just two things on my mind right now when it comes to business. Number one is, of course, the fulfillment side of things, because now that I got my first customer, I'm not going to focus too much. I'm not going to spend too much capacity and energy on my own marketing and sales, because even if someone's throwing money at my face right now, I don't have the capacity. I don't have a team yet. It's just all by myself. I want to make sure I'm doing everything right. And we're playing a long game here. So I don't have the capacity to take on new clients. And I want to devote 100% of my focus and energy to delivering results to this customer who has faith and trust in me, right? So I'm committing to delivering what I promise. Um, that being said, that is the major focus. But you can't be fulfilling all day, every day. So at the other time, my other waking hours is going to be the marketing of my own brand. That's very important because when it comes to organic marketing, it doesn't happen overnight. And in the past, I've had like a different type of agency type of thing, more of a freelancer type of thing. And I had two different customers at two different times. And at both of those times, only focus on fulfillment when I work for them. I didn't do much marketing at all, wasn't making content, and didn't really care, quite frankly. And my mindset was, let's just deliver result, deliver result, deliver result. Back so I'm literally icing as we speak. It was like, let's just deliver result fulfillment. And once we get that done, then we'll do marketing and then we'll be fine. Well, the problem with that is like marketing doesn't happen overnight, especially organic. This is not ads or even cold email. Like it doesn't just happen overnight. And even if you run ads and cold emails, you still want to have an online presence first, right? So with those two customers, like once the relationship kind of ended or like the project was done, or when we separated, it made it a lot of friction in order to get to the next customer, right? And basically when that happened, like the only way to get your next customer is only through word of mouth or your referrals, which is not, you don't want to be limited to that. That is a very good source, but you don't want to be limited to just that. And so that being said, like my other times I want to spend a lot of time on marketing, and also because like online presence is obviously extremely important. Number two, that was number one. And it doesn't happen overnight. And basically, I just want to do it consistently every day just to have it done and just to put myself out there. And I also want to meet other people that's like myself, so that not only just to get customers from organic content, but to meet other people too. I'm pretty sure the value is more than just money as I make more meet more people out there. And of course, the major focus is to really recover from my back injury, because I don't want to be half-ass recovering, half-ass working this week. And then in the future, I'll just continue being half-ass. I just want to fully recover and then going forward, get it out the way, just completely fully delivering or working on my agency, right? That being said, for my marketing plan or content plan, it's actually really simple. I'm just going to focus on two platforms. I know you should be focused on one, but with this one, I can kind of get away with it, I think. So the simpler one is just YouTube, just exactly why I'm making this video right now. I'm just going to make one video a week. Any length is fine. And basically, like I'll be making updates or talking about something I learned, something I figured out during that period of time. And I'll just share it. And it could be like, sometimes maybe I have a new piece of assets that I built or process that I built as I'm fulfilling for my customers. I can just share it with people. So that's pretty simple. And the way I do that is just exactly how I made this video, man. Like I had an idea, I just pulled up my phone, made a loop video, I just kept talking to it. Then after that video is done, I just gathered my thought on a piece of document, and then I'm properly articulating it, which could be a lot better, and that's totally fine. So that's for YouTube, just one video a week. Then the other platform will be X, Twitter. I'm not going to be writing any long form or long threads yet. I might write some from time to time, but I'm not going to block time from my calendar just to do that. Again, my focus is fulfillment, and I got to dedicate all my available capacity to that. And I don't have the capacity for new customers. So there's no point in dedicating too much effort and time into doing that before I got a crazy amount of results, right? So no scheduled long form or threats yet. The goal again is just to put myself out there. I don't care about getting a crazy amount of followers. I just want to meet like-minded people, other agency owners or potential customers, other founders. And the way I do that is, as I'm building things, as I'm doing stuff, as I'm delivering results, I'm going to have observations and takes and thoughts and new lessons and new processes. And when I get through these things, I'm just going to write off the dome tweets as I run into them. Then I'm also going to do on-the-go engagement. So first of all, like off the dome tweets, it's like, boom, okay, I'll have a new idea. I have an idea I want to talk about. I'm just going to write it and post it right away. I'm not even going to put it into a separate document and, oh, let me come back to edit it, because that is going to actually take more time, energy, and capacity in the long run, because you're dedicating 2 sessions to it. But sometimes when you have an idea right now, it takes a little bit of time to do it right now, distracted from what you're working on right now, but it's going to be quick and fast because you're fresh with it. You're inspired at the moment. So just write it, post it, boom, off the dome. And then On top of that, I'll be doing on-the-go engagement. It's called on-the-go because I don't want to just sit around scroll through Twitter. Uh, when I'm going out, when I'm waiting for the on the line, when I'm waiting for something, I don't know, standing for something, uh, um, standing around, pull up Twitter and just engage, just on the go. It's not where you just sit down, just scroll, right? And then on top of these two, I'm going to probably dedicate about 30 to 60 minutes a day just to make sure these two things are done. And I'm probably going to have a engagement list of people that I care about or want to learn more about or that I feel that are pretty cool. I'm just going to go through their content, see what they're saying, engage with them, but genuinely, not for the sake of engagement, but actually genuinely talk to people that I genuinely was going to talk to anyway. Um, and then I guess one key point here is I'm not just going to do it with my ICP. That's very important, but I'm also going to do it with my competitor as well, and also the other market participants. So like sometimes there are other agency owners that's targeting the same ICP as me, but they have a completely different service and offer. These are market participants, and I would like to engage with them, talk to them, see what they're working on, and see if there's anything I could add value to, right? And then on top of that, the competitors as well. And I feel like if I just do that, I'll be able to build myself a pretty strong network, and I'll be able to learn from each other. And I think that's a pretty cool thing to see in the long term. So I'll be doing that on X a lot. If on a regular basis I get too busy, the 30 to 60 minutes every day is good, because if I get too busy, I don't have off the Doom tweets written. During that 30 to 60 minutes, I'll just make sure I write something out. If I run out of topics, a couple of things I'll do is I'll think about basically the entire feedback loop. The feedback loop is basically the service that we're selling, the ICP target markets that I'm selling to, the offer that I'm offering, the lead gen process, appointment setting process, closing process, onboarding process, fulfillment, delivering process, and how I repeat these things. And within each of these feedback loop, was there something that I learned today, observed today, or encountered today? Can I share it? Right? And then this entire feedback loop applies to my own agency, my own client acquisition, but it also applies to my customer that I have right now as I run this feedback loop for them, or as they run this feedback loop, what I'm observing. So like any of these areas can I talk about today, right? And of course, I could also talk about some calls that I made that day. My outbound appointment setting agency is going to be making calls, sending a lot of emails, and sometimes sending some videos as well to help my customer in setting more sales calls and demos. So as I run this, am I going to encounter something cool, some new process, some assets that I built, some interesting conversations, objections, things like that? Just share it after the moment. It's going to be short tweets too. And then on top of that, I could also go to Grok, right? What is my ICP talking about? What are they concerned about right now, this week, this month, this year? What is my fellow market participants concerned about, right? What are they talking about? And it just, wherever I see an interesting FAQ or question, I'll answer it and then make that into content. So it's not that complicated. Again, the goal here is just to put myself out there. So I'm just going to do that from time to time. And not going to overcomplicate it until I feel like it's time to really focus on marketing. And in that case, I'll block out time maybe once a week, a couple times a week, or maybe sometime during like every day to specifically create content, which will be a fun thing to do going forward. And then for fulfillment, it's simple. Like I onboarded the customer yesterday. I sent him an ICP document, and it basically gave me a lot more information in terms of what customers does he want, which is great. Like if side note, like if your customer, if your customer is just telling you, I just want more sales, but they can't even tell you like, hey, what's the ICP? What's the specific customer type they want more of? That's a fucking red flag. Because how are you, like they're probably not making that much money. Or maybe they do, but I don't know, it's just weird. I came from another company that I work with. They had no idea. I was just throwing in there and like, hey, generate some more sales calls. Okay, like what kind of customer do you want? Universities, agencies. That's it. That's all I got. But with this one, I was able to ask him like what industry, what niche, what's the size, what are some keywords they probably have. And then the way I did that also is like I told him to review all the customers that he has right now and then give me a list of customers that he absolutely want more of and then break it down, industry, niche, type of employee that they have. So like the company size right now, keywords, and that why did they reach out to my customer in the first place? What was the problem, pain points, right? What was the ultimate benefit? And then what was the solution that my my customer provided, and also like why specifically did these people choose my customer. So I got all these data, right, in a Google sheet right now. So now what I'm going to do is to study these data and then to do more research on the specific people that he gave. And then based on that, I'm going to have to, first of all, find more of the same customer that he wants. And then I'm going to have to make a new outreach process or flow or funnel, whatever you want to call it, to reach out to them. And it's quite simple. Like I said, it's going to be call, email, and video. It's just that in different variations and combinations of them, right? Then I got to make a script or a call flow. Then I just got to start reaching out. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I got to figure out what's the best time to call them. And here's the interesting part. For some customer type, you want to call them like when I was selling a SaaS, it was really good for me to start my call session at 12, session one. Session two was at around 5 p.m., 12 p.m. and 5 p.m. And each of them were 2 to 4 hours, sometimes longer, right? And because for that client type, they were agency owners themselves, they were remote workers, they were 9 to 5 workers. So these people, like, they do work like me, like they're on the computer all day long. And usually these people, they have different type of system and flow. They get into the workflow and they don't want to answer the phone early. And you want to catch them after work, right? But for the type of customer type that I'm going after right now, it's different. Potentially they want to pick up the phone in the morning. So you have to test the actual time slot that makes sense. So I'll be doing that. Once I figure out the best time slot, well, I'm going to test different times that I'm going to call, and I'll figure out what's the highest connection rate, right? And I just got to repeat it, calling them at this time. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. And as I do things, man, I'm just going to be building SOP, which is a side note here. I think a lot of people, when they build SOPs, the way to do it is they sit around and be like, okay, what's a cool way to do this? What's a cool way to do this task? Then they make this fucking process, then they go ahead and do it, which is a super slow way. I used to do that. But I figured the best way to actually make an SOP is actually go do the thing first. Go do the thing and then get the result as you complete the task. And as you do that, you will naturally build a way of doing things. Then you just got to sit back and reflect. Instead of getting creative, you just look at what you did and then what could you have done better, and you just write it down. That's your fucking SOP. And then you just repeat it whenever you got to run the same task going forward. So, for example, like what I said about Twitter and YouTube, I'm going to turn those into SOP as well. I don't have an SOP for those things right now, but as I go to create those content, I'm going to build a way of doing things. Then I'm going to turn them into an SOP. So yeah, man, that's the focus for now. Two main things on inside my head is just marketing, mainly fulfillment. I would say 90% fulfillment, maybe 5 to 10% marketing. I'm still going to do it. Just want to put myself out there and build up some momentum. And the next step, like I said, I just got to review the ICP doc. Then I got to figure out how do I get more leads of the same exact ICP that he absolutely wanted more of, which I know. Like I already have the data on how to find more of them, and just got to go and find them. Then I got to figure out the process, the call time, the script. Then I just got to call. And the good thing about cold calling, is that you get instant feedback loop every single day. Because if you make 100 call, 200 call, 50 call, 40 call, whatever it is, depending on how many people you talk to, whether they book a call or not, you get instant data. So what I'll be doing is, as I do this every day, every night, I'll be reflecting on the data and then thinking about the adjustment and iteration I need to make, build those adjustments, and then try it the next day. And then just keep repeating this process until we actually find a crazy product market fit for my customer. Same for myself as well when I need to get a customer. So, yeah. The way I run my routine is probably going to be during the day, it's going to be fulfillment and communicating with my customer. So like make calls, communicating, talking to them, and then doing some marketing for my agency. So like I said, off the dome tweets, on the go engagement, and then doing a 30 to 60 minute type of thing. Then nighttime, when it's quiet, everyone's basically asleep, and I actually feel peace. That's when I reflect, look at what happened that day, think about the iterations I need to make, think about the new ideas, And then if I still have, and then write them all down. Then if I still have the time and energy, I'm actually going ahead and go build out those iterations. So for example, if I feel like the sales process, I need a better script, and then what could be better, write them down. How to make a new better script, write them down. A lot of times, depending on how big the asset is, you don't have enough energy after you do the brainstorming. But sometimes if you do, then I'm just gonna, after I write it down, take a small break and go ahead and build out that actual script and then test it the next day. Sometimes if I don't have the energy, then I'll just build it the next day and test it the same day or the next day after, right? So I'll be doing that nighttime, reviewing, building, learning as well. So that's the flow of my day. And I think in terms of routine, it's pretty simple, bro. I'll wake up, do my morning routine, then I'll start making calls as soon as possible. Then take a small break. Then I'll work on the Twitter engagement stuff. Then I'll take a long break. Then I'll do a call session number 2. Take a break, and I'll basically repeat the above, depending on what time I start, which have to be a systematic test. I don't have a specific time yet. It just depends as I collect data. And then nighttime, like I said, it's just going to be reflecting and building. So yes, sir, that's where I'm at right now. By the way, I'm not sharing too much of my agency information. The offer is pretty solid. I think I have a pretty good offer. The offer is to help my customer build, to get, should I say it? The offer is to get 30K worth of qualified sales calls showed, or $7,500 in revenue closed, guaranteed in the next 30 days. That's the offer, but I'm not giving too much of my agency information because I literally do not have the capacity to take on more customers. And if I share it, I'm going to feel weird if I don't share it in a good enough standard. And it's just going to be a distraction. And that's not the intention of this video anyway. I just want to document my journey and get this momentum going with the YouTube channel. So yeah, this video is obviously not perfect, but it's all good. And one to many. Let's go.